Guys, it's RocketRadio here, live from Port Elizabeth, GQ. Today we have a very special guest, one of these pioneers in terms of nightlife and entertainment, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Episode 2.
Yeah.
Why the balancing act?
The balancing act, both because you have 2 careers and I have 2 careers.
Oh,
And we just like the balancing the 2.
crazy.
Clickbait.
So much. Believe that shit
We'll
out.
edit that thing.
Nah.
I got you.
I forgot other people watching this.
You forget the camera's there, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rocket Radio Podcast, episode 2, The Balancing Act. And today I have a very, very special guest for you, as promised, about showing you, the youth, all the different opportunities, all the different boxes you can find yourself within and without. It's all about really finding a place that you fit best. And this guest today is a household name if you are from Port Elizabeth, KxngGee, GQ. Today we have G, DJ KxngGee, Grant Malgas. Round of applause. Awesome. So episode 1 was just an introduction to how Rocket Radio will look. Like I mentioned, first we'll do an introduction. We'll get to know G today. That's followed up by a fun game. As you can see, there is some fun in store. That will be followed up by me also immersing myself in his world, getting to understand how he does what he does, how he cooks up, him in his lab, how he makes the magic. I hope I can give you guys a taste of that too. And yeah, we'll get to our first question on getting to know Grant Malgas today. First question is essentially, who is Grant Malgas? Who is G? I know being in the entertainment industry and the scene, people often perceive you, or they have their own idea of who you may be or how you may be, and it isn't always an honest reflection. So how would you describe yourself in a way that you feel best helps people understand who you are?
Firstly, thanks for having me. It's a great intro you gave me. I was expecting a lot of the things you said, but I do appreciate the flowers. So, firstly, Grant Malgas is a multifaceted individual. When I say multifaceted, I mean I'm a DJ, I'm an event organizer, a curator of sounds, and professionally, I do have a job in finance. I don't know how else to describe myself. Is there anything specific you'd like to know?
Do you find yourself as an extrovert, an introvert? I know usually people assume you're an extrovert when you're in the entertainment industry. How would you?
I think I'm just a people's person. I wouldn't classify myself an extrovert nor an introvert. You saw when you guys got here, I was a bit introverted, but after a couple of icebreakers that we had here, yeah, I'm pretty outspoken once I get comfortable. And also to add to the question you asked me, I am a creative. I curate experiences. My main aim is to share the joy that I have through my art, through my creations, through my professional job. Just everything that I take on. The goal is to do well at it and just to bring joy to people.
Why and how did you begin your career in entertainment? Obviously, you mentioned you have an entertainment side of yourself, and then you have the finance corporate career too. And how do you find that the two industries complement each other?
Okay, so firstly, they don't complement each other.
Okay.
They are completely on two different spheres. They don't overlap at all. Being in finance, you're not thought of as someone that can be as social as my other side allows. So they don't complement each other at all. I got into it in I don't know what year, but it's more than 10 years ago.
Okay.
Funny enough, I got recruited by someone who was doing events at the time when I was just in matric. So it was a modeling show that we were doing. Firstly, I didn't enter the modeling show.
Okay.
I didn't enter
know.
the modeling show.
We'll dig in the archives and we'll see if that's true or not.
I came back to school. I found out I was a finalist in the modeling show. at school, Mr. and Miss VP. Um, the judges of that show owned an event company,
Okay.
and they were like, "We want this guy to be a rep for us."
Yeah.
So that's how my introduction to the club in general started. So my matric farewell after party was the first time I was in the club. Was the only time I was in the club until varsity.
And
So
was the support crazy that night?
bro,
Did the class go mad?
it was crazy. So people already then um started linking a good time to me
Okay.
in my year, right? So I would say my first supporters were my classmates, which is cool.
Mm.
And then when I got to varsity, I didn't understand how I could actually make the event thing work. So I got a retail job, and I said like, nah, this is not for me. I've already saw event money
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
matric.
And
From
work
my
doesn't
after
always
party.
feel as hard as work
Exactly.
in entertainment, for example.
Exactly. I got a good cut from my matric farewell after party from these guys who recruited me, and they actually put me on. But later on, I started seeing that I could actually do this myself. Because I'm the guy with the following, I'm bringing the people.
All the leverage.
Bro, I'm bringing everyone here, like everybody here, but here because I told him to come. So I was like, let me just do my own thing. And that's how I got into it because, like I said, I had a retail job. I wasn't paying the bills, literally just petrol money, and I felt like, nah, I can't be a student.
Paying to get to work, to pay to go to work.
But I'm paying to work.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there was no love club. It was me working, using that money for petrol to get to work again, and none of it spilled over into varsity fees or anything. So I was like, nah, this is not working. So I saved up 2,500 rand. It was a lot to me at the time.
That's money.
It was a lot to me at the time, bro.
That's money.
I had most of the time I was broke. So yeah, saved up the 2,500. Hit up a couple of DJ friends of mine that I met through my matric after party.
Okay. So this after party is actually like a real pivotal moment in your story. That was the
start of everything. It was my first time in the club. It was my first time experiencing nightlife other than the boardwalk.
Yeah.
At night.
Yeah. The boardwalk back then still had all the lights, the little water fountain show.
Yeah, so that was it. And that's also where you meet a lot or you used to meet a lot of people who would have been like at the boardwalk and Green is on a Tuesday night at the movies. So all those people then translated into supporters for when I started my event business. So I figured that the whole retail thing wasn't working. I literally felt like when Kanye said like we're the new slaves.
Yeah.
I feel like a slave right
500 years later, we're buying our own chains.
Bro, so it just wasn't working, man. This 2.5 was 2.5 for way too long. I needed to make it more, bro. I needed the 2.5 turn into 5K, turn into 7K, turn into 10K.
Especially when you have ambition.
Not happening, bro, because all my money was going to petrol. I was like, bro, I started the job 6 months ago at 2.5. I still have 2.5 6 months later.
Hand to mouth.
Nah, that's not it. So, I first tried to do matric jackets.
Okay.
I don't know how I thought I was going to make it happen.
So what I'm hearing is there's a passion for not just actually a creative. So it's not just music, it's the fashion side of it too, perhaps?
Bro, the passion is money, bro. Okay. Was money. The passion was money. The passion was trying to make ends meet. The passion was never having to ask my parents for anything.
Okay.
Because, they had their own bills. And I never wanted to sponge. They were more than willing to help me, but I think just being the firstborn, never wanted to ask my parents for anything. So I had to make a way. My dad didn't want me to work. He wanted me to come and help him work so that I could learn how to become a businessman, because he's a businessman.
Yeah.
But that didn't work because I felt like I'm working for free for my dad. But at my retail job, at least I'm getting paid. But at the end of the day, I'm still working for free. Now I'm working for free for someone else, not my dad.
Yeah.
So, started the event on a very good night at Gondwana Cafe in Summerstrand, now Banana Beach.
If you know, you know. Gandhi's on a Wednesday, Gandhi's on a Friday, Gandhi's on a Saturday. Sunday night, sundowners drinks. I think that was an important part in like PE history. I don't know if you can relate, but I think the one holiday I was at varsity, 2015. left for December, came back 2016, Belize is closed, Gandhi's is closed. I felt like my varsity life kind of took like a big
Funny
knock.
enough, bro, I never experienced Belize.
Bro,
That's the crazy thing. And people are like, bro, how did you not experience Belize? I was a Belize one time. I didn't go inside.
but like you said, your matric year was basically started out is when you started clubbing, for example.
I went to the club once that entire
year.
The entire year until the end of until I got my matric results. I did not set a foot in the club, bro.
Now that's gonna lead me to my next question.
I didn't have money to go to the club, bro. Let's just
fair enough.
Fair enough.
Especially in school, like you can't even tell your parents, I'm in the club tonight.
I'm the first born, bro. They were not about it.
Yeah.
They were not trying to hear I'm out in the streets after 9 o'clock.
Now, in terms of your entertainment industry or your career, how did you balance the kind of discipline that it needs to be in the club? Because I always believed whether I was allowed to or not, I went out. But I felt that when varsity came, I was a bit more acclimated to handling a turn-up situation or an environment where there are drinks, there are different kinds of characters you might have to be aware for. How did you navigate that? First of all, not only in the entertainment scene, you're now known. You're getting clout in terms of getting popularity. Like you said, you're drawing a crowd in. That kind of pressure can get to someone's head. The kind of fame can get to a young person's head, specifically not knowing the elements. Yeah. This is your introduction. How did you balance that?
Okay, so I didn't feel like quote unquote fame to me because I played sport, and when you play sport, you meet a lot of people. You end up meeting so many people, and now you have BBM and you have everybody in the city on BBM. But you don't have them on BBM because you met them at the club. You have them because I played cricket against you 2 years ago, and then somehow I got your contact.
And that network grows.
Yeah, the network grows. And it was a subconscious thing. So by the time I saw these people in the club, it wasn't like, oh, a whole bunch of new people know me. It's just people that I like knew back then that are in the club now because I'm hosting an event. So it didn't feel like fame. It felt like my people are supporting me. It was a great thing. It was humbling for me. But you do get to a point where you start seeing new faces and you're like, damn, they actually came to something that I don't know these people, but they are supporting me. And it can get your head. But then again, I think just the way I was raised, bro, as soon as my head starts
it feels uncomfortable.
Growing a bit, my dad will be there to humble me.
Okay. In a good way, you need that.
Yeah, no, look, there were many ways he
made sure you were still grounded.
He made sure that I was grounded, man. And I think also in my first year, I started clubbing a lot.
Okay.
This is now the time where I started working for these guys who got me into this thing. They were, because I told him, no, I'm done, bro. I need to focus on this accounting degree. I can't be in the club. It's demanding. And then they got me because they knew I needed money. So they were like, sell tickets for me, at least. Okay. I'll give you a cut.
That's smart, though. I mean, I think on their part, they spotted that kind of potential early.
And one thing, bro, I am grateful for what those guys did for me. They saw something in me that I didn't see translate into money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never saw, I was like, I was well known. I didn't see how I could translate that into money because at the time I was thinking, I'm going to finish this accounting degree. I'm going to get an accounting job. I'm going to become an accountant, and that's that. But then when I started seeing that, I actually have, this is before the term influencer was coined.
Yeah. I mean, this is what, 2017, 2016?
This is I'm going to give my age away. 2015.
2015, I was the same year at varsity, yeah?
Yeah, so I started realizing that, whenever I post something, people would go there.
Okay.
But that would just be because they know that I don't advertise whack parties, bro. They weren't even my parties at the time. It was the other guys' parties. I don't want to mention their names, but it was their stuff and their things were full all the time. So I sort of got a reputation for, I was more like a reliable source. Like
a curator, like you mentioned, a curator.
Yeah, I was a curator. I became reliable and known for knowing where the hottest parties were.
Okay.
I never made money from it at the time. It was just, hey guys, I'm going here. And I'd see my people there.
Yeah.
And then I took that and I started my own events. I grew from strength to strength. But like I said, just to summarize, because
no, please, bro, I'm loving this. Go for it. Yeah.
I'm babbling. But I never felt like fame at the time or being more well known than I already was. Until a year in, when I started noticing and realizing that there's people that I've never seen or never spoken to before that actually attend these, and they come frequently. They would return.
You start hearing your name more often also.
Yeah.
Oh, there's G, there's King
Bro,
G. Okay.
and that was weird for me because that was weird for me. That was not even KxngGee at the time. KxngGee, the name was a joke.
Okay.
I was like, fuck,
You can swear. Don't worry.
yeah, I was like, nah, like I liked how uncomfortable it made people when I would say KxngGee.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people would be like, bruh.
And then hearing the set and they're like, you know what?
Calm the fuck down, bro. You're not that guy you think you are.
Yeah.
But like, then I realized it made people uncomfortable and it kept me in the conversation. Just a name, bro. It's like just putting King in front of your name.
Chat.
Bruh,
Controversy.
You're in the chat, bro.
Controversy.
You are so in the chat. You're like, this guy really thinks he is the king. I never thought of it.
And that's the same people who come to the events to see
Same
KxngGee.
people. They want to see what the hell. Why is everyone making a big fuss about what this guy does? And it translates to money. That's how I learned how to translate chat or controversy into money.
How to monetize
How
conversations.
to monetize things. So, yeah.
How do you find balance in your main hustle, which for now we'll call the finance qualification, your finance career, and balancing that with entertainment? I think just the nature of entertainment, or your space specifically being the club space and hosting events, usually evenings, which is perhaps your only free time. Obviously, you have your day job. How do you find yourself maintaining that sort of balance in your real life? So,
this is who I am. I don't think it's a balance. It's not something I switch on and switch off. I don't, after 4:30, say, okay, now I'm KxngGee.
Okay. Okay.
8 a.m. in the morning, Grant Malgas. I'm not that guy.
Okay.
I just do it, and I do it. It's natural to me. It's not something I have to balance. Not something I think about.
Okay.
I do have a team on the event side of things, who help me get things in place. And over the years, and with the connections that I've built, I don't really have to balance things. Or work hard to make things balance. I can get on the phone while I'm at work in my lunch break, call a venue owner and say, listen, I need a date. I need to book the venue for this date. And then I can get on the phone and call whoever, I need this for this date. And that's how the event comes together, because I work with the same suppliers over and over. They know what I want. They know we've got our arrangements, payment arrangements are in place. We don't have much to discuss. So
fair enough.
Yeah, just on the day, man. I think on the day is when I can't be at work and at the event at the same time. It's the only time where I actually feel like I need to balance things. But the balance is so easy because I just take a day off at work and I just focus solely on whatever needs to be done in that day. Or my team, they really know what to do, you know. Yeah.
So I think
it became seamless over the years.
So you'd find also starting early helps that become seamless, because obviously the one takes off before your career. For example, you have to graduate still, do it while studying.
So I didn't balance studies and events. I don't want to lie to you guys. Once I started seeing money, I
full-time, part-time.
No, not even. I was studying full-time just so that I didn't have to explain to my parents why I want to do it part-time. But I was not in class.
Okay.
I was not in class, bro.
I understand.
I came to Basti became my marketplace.
Okay. Which makes so much sense.
Bro, I'm telling everyone that I'm hosting at the end of this month. That's all I would do. I'd go to the crawl. I'm telling you guys about my events, bro. Like, yo, check my last event. Videos, bro. That's what I was doing. I had no interest in going to class at the time until COVID happened. COVID was a blessing in disguise, bro. I was making, like, money was flowing in, and in order to keep the flow of money coming, I had to work at it, literally every day. I had to market my events. I had to do interviews on the radio, Madiba's radio, whatever I had to do to reach the masses. I had to do, and sometimes class would be the last thing on my mind until the test comes around. I'm like,
who has scope?
I need to scramble. Now I need to cram. So I went from being an A student to an average student, not because I was dumb, just because I never attended class. I never knew what was happening.
But you knew your test times, you knew your assignment deadlines, and
bro,
that's what mattered.
I would find out that we're writing a test in 2 days when someone asks me if I have a past paper.
Okay.
And I'm like, yo, what? Why are you looking for a
For
past
what?
paper? Yeah. Why do you need a past paper all of a sudden? Tell me. I'm like, bro, we're writing in 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew that.
I was just testing
I
you.
knew that, bro. So balancing it in school was in varsity was very difficult because it was either I'm going to focus on my studies or I'm going to focus on the events thing. But then, like I said, COVID was a blessing in disguise for me because, yes, I lost my event business all in all.
Okay.
Because there was no events.
Yeah.
But now I could focus just on my studies and actually finish.
And fortunately, I think with building a brand, like you said yourself, being the brand, you didn't die out. Maybe the events got quieter, but as soon as COVID came back, you were still KxngGee. It isn't like you lost the aura that you have with it.
Yeah. Funny enough, just before COVID, the December before COVID hit us, I put out a post. I was actually saying this to Shane Eagle. I was like, "Bruh, this is my last event. I'm not gonna host again." And he was like, "Nah, I want to do a tour next year in 2020. I need you on the tour." I was like, "This is my last event, but I'll do the tour with you."
Yes.
The tour never happened because COVID happened. But I did take a decision to stop doing events because I needed to finish the degree. The degree was
What finishes
taking
you?
a bit long, bro. Just taking a bit long. Like I failed my final year the first time I did it because, like I said, I wasn't in class. I just was not focused. I would make my varsity tuition in a month, so that wasn't motivation enough. Like the fact that it costs a lot was not motivation enough.
Because you're covering it.
I was like, it's covered in January.
Yeah.
The rest of the year is for me.
Yeah.
So my parents didn't pay for my when they started seeing I'm making money, they didn't pay for that, and it didn't bother me that I'd have to cover it out of my own pocket because I knew it was covered.
Yeah.
And
also, it takes the pressure off of for my example, I had the pressure of my parents are paying for my studies. I need to finish this. I think in your case, it's my responsibility.
It's on me
now.
So
I'm not disappointing anyone necessarily.
And also, like, when I found out how much you make as a first year in articles, I was like, nah, bro, I can't go back.
I'm making this bag already.
Bro, I'm already making this and more. Now I can't go back. But I didn't realize at the time that articles was something I was gonna have to face at some point or another. I should have just faced it head on it. I don't regret not doing articles then, but yeah, I would have been further in my professional career today had I done articles 2 years earlier. You know what I mean?
Do you feel having a professional career takes off some of the pressure of having an entertainment career? And obviously, entertainment, like you said, it's volatile. If something like a pandemic does happen, it kind of cuts off that stream. Do you feel having two careers at least helps you navigate the entertainment life with a bit more risk that you're willing to take?
So definitely. I would say that you need to fund your lifestyle with a career.
Okay.
Until your passions can fund your lifestyle fully.
And I don't think everyone hears that. I think often we hear, throw yourself wholly into your passion. And yes, it sounds
end in tears sometimes.
It's romantic. It's romantic. It sounds like, yeah, man, I'm going to throw myself in. I'll live in a car or in a cupboard and I'll really give it my all. But like you said, if I sacrifice some and develop a career, I can fund the passion nonetheless.
So in varsity, that's why I couldn't balance my studies in that because I was like, listen, if this is paying my bills, varsity is an expense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like an accountant at this point. Like, varsity is an expense, bro.
I'm not thinking long term. The less I'm making.
Yeah, I'm not thinking long term. The more I'm in class, bro, the more money I'm losing out on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was doing events while I was at varsity was purely survival. Passion, yes, but purely survival from a financial aspect. And then once I got a job, I still had to. Then I had to balance events with this, but then I also couldn't focus fully on my new job because the events were making me a lot more money than my monthly job. Like I would make my month's salary the first weekend of the month. So I wasn't really motivated to keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At work. Like I would slack at work because, bro.
Because
this is
essentially you slave for the payday and now you don't even have to.
At this point, my actual professional job was my side hustle.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't think of it that way until someone was like, bro, this is your side hustle. And I was like, yes, right. This is actually my side hustle. Like, Also, you'd know, first year in articles, you are basically a slave, bro.
Yeah, you're someone else's.
Bruh,
Someone's bullying you.
someone tells you, go fetch something at the printer. Bruh, you a boss there in your event business.
Yeah.
No one's sending you around. Now I must go to the printer 5 times. Why can't you go to the printer yourself?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you don't realize that articles is for your professional growth, instead of looking at it like this is for my paycheck at the end of the month, you don't take it seriously. Yeah. So to answer your question, having a professional job really did take a lot of pressure off me financially. It allowed me to be a lot more creative. With my new project that I'm busy with, it's money is not my focus
Yeah.
for this. Like now, I just want to create things. I just want to see how far I can push the boundaries. Even the DJing thing is not for the money. This is the DJing thing is my break away from my 9 to 5. It's what keeps me sane. It still allows me to create, to share the joy with people in the crowd. Um, but also at the same time, I don't have to put in as much money into it like I do for an event because events are quite capital intensive, you know. And the stress of risking all that money is a lot.
That's the thing. I think it's also the highest sky reward. You put something out and you hope for the return, but that kind of anxiety in between, I can imagine.
Yeah, you don't enjoy the process anymore, bro, because it's like I need to break even before I can
Okay.
even enjoy.
For you see me smile at the event, I need to see how many people are in
I
the
need
door.
to see, yeah,
Okay.
I need 200 people there. If there's 180 people, I'm taking an L, bro.
Okay.
It's
So that's the
stressful, bro.
margins. That's
It's stressful.
fine.
And the difference between back when I started and now is now everyone's an event organizer. We made it look very easy because we were 20-year-old kids making money.
I remember, dude. Not that I envied you guys, but I think I was very much in a space of, damn, look at what they are doing.
It looked easy.
They're living the dream. You guys made it. You guys did it so well at such a young age, and because of your age, it seemed even
It
easier.
looked easy.
Because you assume if a 20-year-old can do this, man.
I look at
bag.
myself now as a 20-year-old. I was like, bro, we made it look mad easy. Like, I wish it was as easy as we made it look. Like, if I try and do the same event on the same scale now, it's a lot more difficult, bro.
Do you feel like it's because the market's more saturated? Like you mentioned, everyone's kind of hosting an event, or do you just feel that the industry itself put certain things in place to make it more difficult?
The market is definitely saturated. We have more event organizers and events than we have venues. And yeah.
It's tricky, I guess, to have, if you have your event at this venue and another person has it at the same venue, it starts, I guess, to the audience to maybe sometimes look the same.
It's become monotonous, bro.
Okay.
You know, I can leave your event in North End.
Yeah.
And go to Ali's event at Gallery.
Yeah.
And the same song that I left when you play there, I'm fucking here 10 minutes later at the event.
Yeah.
You know? So it's become monotonous. But now the thing is, your event's 30 Rand. Ali's is 100 Rand.
Yeah.
Because she invests more in
the lighting, the sound,
the production, the DJs. Like she actually books skillful, reputable DJs. I'm not saying the other event books whack DJs.
Yeah.
But yeah, now your margins are less. But because 30 Rand, everyone goes to you.
Yeah.
Ali can't compete, even though she's putting together a better product.
Yeah.
It kills the industry, man.
Damn.
Do you know what I mean?
I've actually never deeped it like that.
It kills the industry. It's like,
I think as a consumer of events, you love a night like that. You love there's 5 things happening. I'm spoiled for choice. But you don't think that 5 nights like this in a row is going to make it that there's going to be a long period of nothing happening because I'm mising out all the competition or all the events are mising each other out of a market we could all share, I guess.
I don't think PE isn't a market we can all share, in my opinion.
Okay.
I feel like it's too small, man.
Okay.
They always say, we can all eat. Bro, there are other ways to eat.
Yeah.
Get out of my lane. Start your own lane, bro.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Or at least, if you're trying to get into my lane, come and find out what it's about before you just host a 20 Rand event. You're going to have a full event, bro, but you might not even break even at the end of the night, and then all that for what?
And you change the public perception also. Now everyone thinks events should be 20 Rand.
Yeah, people think 100 rand is expensive for an event, bro. You guys are from East London.
Don't even
Events
get us
events in
going
East
on this
London
London events.
events in East London cost more than events in PE
Yeah.
in terms of ticket prices. So if you guys say 100 rand event, it's normal for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's I don't know why events are more expensive in East London, but I just think that once you have 5 events that are 100 rand and one event that's 30 rand, the guy that's doing events at 30 rand each, I think is part of the problem.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, introducing the product out now
Just
brings the rest of the group average down.
Keep it at 100 rand. Let's have a standard. I feel like you'll grow a lot more. And then you'll start seeing more artists come to the city because now we can actually afford to book artists. The artists I bring, that's all through my relationships at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not
It's not
paying.
they're seeing a booming market in P and they're saying, oh, we should be there. It's a matter of you drawing in those artists, for example.
Yeah, so okay, so because I've been in events for so long, when I started doing events, artists weren't coming to PE. The guys that I used to work for, they were the guys that were bringing artists.
Okay.
When I started doing my own events, I became the guy, started bringing the artists. I brought AKA,
R.I.P.
the GOAT.
The GOAT.
I worked with him twice. I worked with Shane Eagle, Prince KB, Blackie.
Yeah.
Nasty C. And I have personal relationships with most of them, except one of the people that I just mentioned. And for me now, it's not a matter of going through management. It's I miss you on WhatsApp, bro. Are you free? And let's do a special rate because I brought you back then, and we've got that relationship where I don't have to go through management. It's more of like I don't want to call it a favor, but on your free weekend when you aren't making money, let me know because at least I'm gonna put money in your pocket.
Yeah.
But now I'm bringing you at a reduced rate.
Because also you weren't gonna work in any case.
You weren't gonna make 30K.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Fair
and
enough.
I'm paying your flights and your accommodation. And all
Come
of that.
through. Just show some
30K is not your
show
rate.
some love to the city and gain some more traction here as well.
You know? So it wouldn't even have to be all that if event promoters kept a standard because then everyone would make money and they could actually reinvest some of that money back and make nightlife better in PE.
So you mentioned how having both hustles meant that you had to give at some point one more focus and later on you could shift that balance a different way again. Academics are always so important to parents, to family, to peers, for example. Have you always been supported in terms of wanting to pursue both academic and the creative side? If yes, how were you supported? And if no, how did you overcome not having the support?
So I think I mentioned earlier my dad's a businessman.
Yeah.
So he was always for me doing something entrepreneurial.
Okay.
Maybe not the way he would have envisioned me. He probably would have had me go into property or something at the earliest, like an earlier age.
Yeah.
I ended up going into property much later on. Now that I have more, business knowledge.
Yeah. That property is not easy. It's a big investment.
It's a big investment. It's not something that you want to play around with. So yes, I feel like I have always been supported. Maybe at the beginning, my dad was a bit resistant to me being in the club space because there are other elements to it. My dad being very street smart, he was like, nah.
Yeah.
He knows what goes on in it. A lot of people don't see the other elements of nightlife, of events. In PE, it's a lot more calm than it is in other cities.
Because, like you said, that eventually the market becomes too small to share, and those who don't want to share start getting.
Besides the guys that are in the market with you, there are other elements. There's third forces. There's intimidation tactics that are used.
For sure.
You will find someone get into your car at the petrol station and threaten you and get out of the car as if nothing just happened.
Okay.
Tell you, listen, don't host on the same day as this guy.
Sure.
Things like that personally happened to me.
Yeah.
So those elements are real. So my dad wasn't really keen on me entering the space, but I think when he saw how passionate I was about it, and then he saw that it's actually working out, and that I'm actually making money from it, and that me personally, as a person, I haven't changed. I haven't, become the aggressive person he thought I would become because of the
Elements that
elements.
you're exposed to.
Yeah, when he saw that I wasn't feeding into the elements itself, and I was just doing this purely because of my passion for music and nightlife. Because there's a part also that people might not know. Before I did events and DJing, I only started DJing a year ago. Before I did events, I used to be heavy into music itself. I played drums at school.
Okay.
When my dad started then seeing, I think, um, the alignment of me being passionate about music, and although I'm not a DJ, I found a way to,
To be involved in
to
those
be
industries
involved and to
nonetheless.
make it successful. So I think once they saw that, they were supportive. I think just allowing me to do it and still live in the house was support enough.
Yeah.
Um, my dad, I remember one time I did the biggest festival that I've done before, Nam City Fest. I did it at Triple S, um, the advanced driving facility
Yeah.
out in St. Albans. I was the first one to host it. No one did it before then, and I needed my dad to give me a electrical engineering certificate because my dad's
Yeah.
also an engineer. That's what he studied, and he could give me a certificate.
Mm.
He didn't give it to me for free, bro.
Yeah.
He was like, "Nah, like I'll do it for you." So I didn't get support in a sense of funding or support in a sense of having favors done for me.
Yeah.
Things I had to do or I needed was paid for.
Yeah.
But they were always willing to assist me if I needed something. But me being who I am, I never asked for help, and I think that's probably why I didn't get the support in that way.
Mm.
But yes, I was supported. They were all for me doing this. I never really involved them too much in my business. I don't tell them when I'm hosting or anything like that. It's not they're not super involved, but I do still feel like I'm supported.
Yeah.
I'd feel like I'm not supported if they did something like make me choose whether I want to stay in their house or do this business.
Yeah.
That would feel like my parents don't support me, you know what I mean? But sorry.
And often that's that support that
never
you
that.
get from, it's the words of encouragement. It's the helping you with the electrical side of things but not paying for it. Because that stuff you can't put a price tag on. I think monetary support isn't always the most difficult to come across. Even if you want a loan, you can get a loan. If you have the right systems in place, you can ask a friend, for example, to help you out. But I think knowing your support system supports you, even if it's just a silent, there's a roof over your head to pursue the dream.
You know, a lot of
price tags on that.
like, if you tell your parents you want to become an, I don't know, let me give you an example. I want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
Bruh,
Difficult.
I'm gonna leave my job. I want to be a rapper. Bro, I don't know your parents, but a lot of people's parents will be like, bro, you better get a job.
Yeah.
Or you better go study.
I think it's difficult even more so for our generation. Our generation, it might sound old, but we're the pioneers in terms of influences, in terms of events,
Yeah,
in terms of nightlife.
unconventional careers.
Income streams our parents couldn't have dreamt of.
Yeah.
So to have that support, even more so, I think that's lead back to not only my parents. My parents too, I think I've never been able to articulate how well they support me because it's always met with an open mind. It's always, you can't maybe fund your life, get your own bag, but just know if nothing works out, at the least you can do is give you an environment you can feel safe enough to create in.
Yeah, I think it's not even a thing of we can't fund it. It's just we want to see you enjoy the journey and the process.
Yeah.
You know?
It means so much more. I can giving you a car versus you having to buy your own one, or allowing you to feel some pain of getting your own vehicle makes you value the car. For a weird example, but makes you value the car, for example, more.
Yeah, and like my dad paid for, or my parents. Let me not say my dad. My parents, mom, if you're watching this.
Shout out to G's mom, still up.
My parents paid for my first and second year of varsity.
Yeah.
That was before I had a stream of income. So that in enough for support. You know, I didn't need them to still pay for my varsity fees once I started making money.
Yeah.
No, the support didn't just come when I started doing this, or it was always there. I was supported.
When your dreams changed, they kept following, supporting you.
The fact that they didn't discourage me or try to discourage me from going for this, or just allowed me to, bump my own head. My dad and I got into a couple of exchanges of words.
Disagreements.
Yeah, disagreements. When I made some stupid mistakes in this business, because I didn't have a manual. This is all trial and error for me.
As you will.
I didn't have a dad in nightlife that I could have learned from.
Yeah.
My dad was in property. But yeah, I couldn't really learn from him in that aspect.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the support with basic things, man. Like
your values, bro. Your values, your morals, your perseverance, even just the energy to keep pushing.
Yeah, just
in your
allowing
field,
me.
that's different.
My dad also had a problem with me never being available to help him with things, because I was always busy with this stuff, and just him not allowing me to go off and do my things when he needed my help. Because at that point he was paying for everything, a roof over my head, things that we take for granted, man. Like, this is my parents; they're supposed to pay for.
Yeah.
I mean,
keeping me breathing is like literally your job.
Being older now is like you realize, like, my parents didn't have to do all these things that they did for me.
Yeah.
So just them allowing me to do the things that I did, and them allowing me to even leave the city and go and meet with people in other cities, and not discouraging me. That was support enough. That's all the support I needed. I don't think I could have done this without that support. Like, because I would have left the city, went to these meetings, and I would have been like, my parents are not happy with me doing this, So yeah.
As a creative, so you've mentioned it can be quite difficult. There's 5 events on one evening. Now one's priced lower, it affects your event negatively, or perhaps you have this creative idea. I think we had a discussion previously where you mentioned you did a certain thing and it maybe wasn't as widely acclaimed yet. And if another person perhaps enters that space or has an idea similar to yours, them entering it with enough eyes on them sometimes makes it appear like it's their idea, and it snowballs into something bigger than your original concept that you actually birthed.
Yeah.
How do you find navigating that kind of the timing? Do you still stick to your idea and believe that whatever you've come up with will take off, or do you find yourself having to now really tweak it a little bit to make sure it doesn't seem like copy paste? Or do you, like I said, do you just back that this is not going to appear as copy paste, still stay true to myself?
I think that timing is everything. Number one, you could have a brilliant idea, execute it at the wrong time, and then a year later someone executes it again and it works. Doesn't necessarily mean that you executed it poorly. It's just that people didn't see the vision at the time. And as much as it sucks when other people do what you had envisioned and it works out for them, I don't discredit them, because I feel like everyone's inspired by different people.
Art is inspiration, man. Exactly. Creating 100% original art is almost impossible.
I know, for sure. You take elements from me, for example. When I started in City, I was inspired by people outside of Port Elizabeth. I went to an event in Joburg, at Carfax in Newtown. And it was my first time seeing anything like that. I've been to events in PE. That I went to that event by chance. Also, I wasn't big into clubbing, man. That's just I was in Joburg. My aunt introduced me to a friend of hers who had a son, and he was like, "Yo, we're going here.
Go out."
Yeah, let me take you out. So I went out with him, and then I experienced it the first time seeing DJs like that. It's a whole different level, and I was like, I want to do something like this in PE. So now, if those guys had to be like, this guy's copying and pasting. You know what I mean?
It limits the industry. I think you'll suffocate the industry that way.
So you draw experiences from different places and try and implement it and form your own little idea from these other ideas. I mean, podcasts, for example. There's no original podcast. I mean, if you're going to say you were the first person with a camera to sit on a couch and interview someone, you're lying, bro.
There's such podcasters and a million results.
But now you can also say that the next person who starts a podcast copied you.
Yeah,
You understand?
I hear you.
So I think it's just about timing, and also, if another person has more traction than you, they've done something to get that traction.
Fair enough.
So that's work.
Fair
that they've
enough,
done.
man.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
They actually did something to get the traction in the first place.
Yeah.
So you can't say that it just fell in the lap. And even if it did, bro, it's just
So it's more learning why it worked.
it's just the way the coin flips, you know.
I think even having an idea and seeing someone else execute it before you, but it works. Just the comfort of also knowing, you know
You're
what,
on the
my
right track.
ideas take off. I didn't execute it perhaps,
Yeah.
but I had the vision. So just keeping on, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Makes sense. Okay. Next
think
question.
also-
Yeah, sorry.
I think also like when you don't stop creating, eventually you're gonna create something that other people mess with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You'll get
People
your
are
audience.
gonna, bro. You'll find your audience. Like I had before I did flowers, I had 3 other failed concepts. People don't see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Overnight success
They
seems
see-
like it's overnight, but it's not really. You've
Yeah.
paid your dues and perhaps
Paid my
you
dues.
just noticed me.
Even the DJing thing started a year ago. People don't see the 10 years of event work I did before that. I fine-tuned my ear at my events by listening to other DJs.
reading the room, seeing how the audience reacts.
I know when to play what because I was in the club for 10 years before I started playing.
True, man. I always told my parents, like, there's a cop out, obviously, but going to the clubs and being at events, I'm not always partying. As much as it sounds funny, but I'm also learning. I can't enter this space ever if I don't know what being in this space is like.
I don't think I went to the club to learn. I didn't go, I'm going to go tonight. I'm gonna study people. Nah. It's never that. It's just you learn, you know. It's
self-awareness.
Becomes a subconscious thing that if you do eventually venture out into that space, you then become cognizant of things that you've seen.
Yeah.
You know, and you can plan around certain things. Like, you know, you need to have more security because fights tend to happen at 11:30 when G is playing.
Okay.
Because the girls are singing and the guys don't like it when the girls are singing. I'm joking. But I'm joking. So like now at that time you need to have securities there so that when the girls are singing, the guys don't come up behind the girls and disturb them.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
you see it.
And you only know that by being in the space. Watching a video of it will not give you the same information.
If you have an idea, you want to have someone playing music that people sing along to, you're not imagining all the negative things that happen. I mean, unfortunately, we are in an industry or in spaces where there are guys who they'll just creep up behind girls and start, groping and things like that. Like girls, their guards are really like let down, and there are guys who tend to take advantage of that. So if you can have a security in place to make sure things like that don't happen, you'll only figure out that you need to have security in place by being at an event where something like that happened and you want to avoid that from happening at your own event. You know what I mean? So I do think it's very much an educational space if you are looking to go into something like that. It's not always just fun and games, man. You know, I don't know when last I went out.
You just enjoy it.
Just chill, you know?
That makes sense. In terms of, now when it comes, like, it actually leads perfectly to my next point. Having events can't always go smooth. Someone might like it and someone might have a different taste entirely and not enjoy it. How do you navigate praise from those who enjoy it? And how do you navigate then the criticism that might come with it also from those who don't? How do you make sure that you're still able to lock in and stay in your zone and not let any of that kind of throw you out either way of the scale?
I've answered this question before in a conversation and it came across very arrogant.
Speak your truth.
But some things are for some people and it's not for other people. You know, what I'm trying to build might not be for people who don't enjoy R&B.
Yeah. Simple as.
It's that simple.
Okay.
I can't go to a house event and complain that there's no R&B there.
Yeah. That's why you here.
It wasn't created for someone who has a mindset like mine. I'm not as like-minded as the creator of the concept. I need to go and find my own little community or start my community.
Yeah. It's like going to the beach and being mad at this. It's Sandy.
Bruh,
Don't go to the beach.
It's like being mad that I don't know. I can't explain that. But it's like I said, if I go to a house event and I'm mad that there's no R&B, bro, I knew I'm coming to a house event. I knew I'm coming to a house event, and I didn't come there with the expectation that there's gonna be R&B. So how can I be disappointed at
Yeah.
the end of the night? Now I'm here complaining like these people just play old music, bro. You knew what you were
You knew
coming
exactly
to.
what you signed up for.
You saw the reels
Mm.
before you came here.
True.
There's a reason you bought a ticket.
Fair. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So okay,
Yeah.
essentially what you're saying is don't take either to heart. It's
Now I just feel like the people that complain should find spaces that they would enjoy.
okay.
If those spaces are not there, please take it upon yourself and create the spaces that you want to be in. You know, I
Instead of
mean,
forcing to fit in the
when I
space you don't.
started events, I started events that I wanted to attend because there weren't any at the time. There was, I don't want to mention event brands. There was Deep House.
Yeah.
There was, uh,
Was Gom a thing back then?
GOM wasn't even a thing.
Hectic.
When I started, GOM became a thing.
Okay.
I'm not saying I started the GOM wave,
The
but
Munye days. When that
yeah,
started
we
taking
know
off.
Munye, Pelko, shout out to Pelko. He was like one of the biggest GOM guys from PE.
Yeah.
When I started connecting with him, I then was able to tap into that market.
Okay.
Not something I just started. I was like, I'm gonna start having a GOM DJ at my
Yeah.
event. Now I actually tapped in with the people that were pioneering the sound, and we merged, and that's how I brought GOM to my event.
Yeah.
You know, but then again, those guys didn't come to my events and be like, "Hey, there's no GOM.
Yeah.
We don't like your events." Bro, thank you for the feedback.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I can either now decide, nah, I don't want to change my concept. I'm gonna stick to what I created and what I envisioned, or I'm gonna adapt. And if you don't want to adapt, that's also okay.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you know there are consequences for not adapting. You can be staunch. You can only play the stuff that you want to play, and that's that. Whoever vibes with it, vibes with it. But at the end of the day, it's a decision you as creative makes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no matter how you decide, there will be consequences.
All right. Okay. Final question to wrap up the question section before we get to the fun side is, what's the best advice that you've received?
Okay. The best advice I received was that it's all in a day.
Okay.
So after my first successful event, I went home, I showed my dad my money.
Yeah.
Yo,
I'm up.
I did this, bro. I'm up.
Yeah.
And then he's like, nah, I'm happy for you, but I just want you to take this away. It's all in a day. Once you go and lay your head down on that pillow, it's the end of the day. Don't wake up tomorrow and babble about what you did last night, like, or what you achieved yesterday. Same way, if your next event is a flop, if nobody comes,
Fair enough. It goes both sides of the
goes
coin.
both ways. If it's a total failure and you lose more than you made tonight, it's all in a day. When you go and lay your head down, don't wake up the next morning and mope about the money you lost yesterday. Just get back on your thing, because success is, it's not something that's owed to you. You have to work for it.
It's not linear. It's not going to go one
You
way.
have to work for it every day. And that's why I ended up in the crowd instead of class, because I knew I had to work for it every day. You know, yeah, that's the best advice I received. You can't be fixated on the losses that you took. I always I told a friend of mine the other day, bro, we've been going through a dip. But like, how are you gonna see the next opportunity if it's always down? You know what I mean? So like, keep it up.
Yeah.
The next opportunity might just walk past.
Or you'll be blind to it.
Bro, if your head's like this, how are you gonna see the next opportunity walking?
True.
Yeah.
True.
I wanna spend it with you. I wanna spend it with you. I wanna spend it with you. I wanna spend it with you.
Welcome back, guys. Still on episode 2, Rocket Radio. Second half is going to be just a fun game. It's called Truth, Dare, or Drink. I'll ask you a question, or you get given an instruction. If you don't want to do it, you can do a shot. If you feel brave enough to take it on, give us the answer. And yeah, first one, G, do you want to pull a card, or should I pull a card?
I'm scared.
You go first.
Like, let's do it from the top.
You can pick from the top, from the bottom, they're all shuffled.
Okay, Ross.
Yes.
Would you rather suck a hobo's toe or lick a public toilet seat?
Damn.
Nah, but I feel like you've seen these questions already.
I have seen these questions, but I don't know which one I'm going to get.
Okay, true.
Damn. Now, look here, hobo's toe. There's only so many diseases one can carry, right? A public toilet's the universe using it. Like, you don't know. I've heard of girls getting like UTIs just off peeing at a gas station and then it's late. So,
Target's a hobo's toe, bro. I just wanted to reiterate, it's a hobo's toe.
a hobo's toe,
Oh,
man.
Dio, it's a public toilet seat.
Well, this could be a new hobo. It could be the old public toilet. You know what I'm saying? You could just be fresh out of the house and just like find yourself a tough situation. So clearly, I'm going to go with the hobo's toe, man. Flip side? What would you do?
Am I also answering?
You don't have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hobo's toe as well.
Hobo's toe.
Now that you put it that way, a public toilet.
Don't know
I don't know if any new
how
public
many
toilets.
hobos are using that toilet.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I've never heard of a new public toilet.
Exactly.
They're
And how
all
can you
mad,
be?
bro.
And it's public, man. You don't know who uses it.
I don't know. Wait up with this.
You can just chuck them in the floor. Okay. Ooh. Okay, G. What's your most embarrassing Google search?
Uses of baby oil.
No dirty.
No
No
dirty.
dirty. Okay. Uses of baby oil. Fair
No
enough.
dirty.
Next, it's you, bro.
No dirty.
Uses of baby oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show me Instagram DMs.
Shot. There's not a chance.
Now, what are you hiding in the DMs, bro?
I took a shot. I don't
You
have
don't have to
answer
show
that.
us. Just give us a.
I can show you my DMs, I guess. I'm filming. Look at the
You show
odds.
me later.
Yeah. I'll show you later. Ooh, okay.
Now, before you answer that, you get wild DMs, bro.
Bro, I wouldn't say they're like wild DMs. I think as the years have progressed, like it just gets more audacious, man. Like the wilder, like they're more brave to approach whoever's in the DMs. The other day I posted my room, I think just like a light, and I got the DM sub a while to see it in person. So I just had to leave you on red after that because.
Now I'm convinced that's universal.
So you feel like
You
that
post the
happens to you
location,
too?
it's like, yo.
I want. Interesting question. What is your most irrational fear?
Irrational being?
Like, I'm scared of frogs. Like, it makes no sense. They can't kill you. They can't bite you. But a frog, bro, I'd much rather go into like a gang-ridden area and back my odds than like a pond full of frogs. I would rather die. Dramatic, but I'd rather die.
Don't know. I don't want to say I'm not scared of anything, but I don't know, probably being sent to prison.
Okay. 30
reasons.
30 reasons. I get it.
That shit scares me.
You're
Like,
too pretty for jail. That's what I
bruh.
say. I get that. Your turn.
Alright. Do you currently have a friend whose partner you don't like or can't stand?
Ooh, yes. This friend has a partner. The audacity. It takes like the audacity, bro. Like,
I would have taken a shot, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
nah, we're gonna name it. Not name and shame. I won't
Okay,
name
okay.
anyone, but you just have like no prospect in life. You know, making no attempt to have a prospect in life, be it any sort of hustle. We're just very much okay with like banking off those who support you and milking that. But there's going to come a time where that dries out, and then what? And this friend now supports him. You know what I mean? And like your career's going somewhere. I don't know why you with him. Without sounding sour, because I'm not about you like that. But it's just like I know you can do better. But in his company, it's cool. I'll squash it because you're my friend still. But yes, definitely someone. Yeah, I know someone I can't stand. Deep. No shade, sorry guys. Okay. Show me your latest WhatsApp text sent.
Can I first check what it is?
Okay. Your latest WhatsApp
The latest.
text.
Oh, nah, it was just the location.
Okay, nah, fair enough. You showed me. I
Do I have to
verify
show?
that. No.
Can you
we don't
blur
have
the
to.
name?
Don't even have to. You showed me the text. It's nothing crazy. It's you.
That's me now. Yo, I haven't drank. Craziest excuse you've made to get out of someone's company.
I'm getting the mad things actually, and
Sorry, I'm shooting a podcast.
damn it, damn. Sorry, I'm shooting a podcast. I think at varsity, yo, I'm gonna get so much like, don't cancel me or just love me, guys. But at varsity, it would be a case of like being with someone, and then I need to dip, but I don't know how to say like leave, or I need to leave. So I would set an alarm, like 5 minutes from now, and then when the alarm goes off, answer it like it's a call, and then it's a case of
I've done that. I've done that. I've
a
done
case
that.
of what, an assignment tomorrow. Meeting at the library now. It's then late. I'm so sorry. I have to go. And then yeah, that's my biggest. What is the question even?
Craziest excuse.
Craziest excuse. That's my craziest excuse. Yeah.
Alright, your turn.
Damn, you need to drink, bro. Okay, there we go. Do you pee in the shower?
Nah.
No. Okay.
I really wanted to drink, but then if I drink, people are gonna think I pee in
Do you pee in the shower? Yeah, facts. Just squash that, rather. Squash any of ambiguity.
Nah, don't.
Okay. Cap.
Nah, don't, bro. I had to clean the shower, bro.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Ooh. Kiss, marry, kill. Cyril, Trump, Putin.
Kiss, marry, kill, Cyril, Trump, Putin. Marry Uncle Cyril. He's a cupcake.
And why?
Just because I feel like he'll give me a good life, man. Like he'll give me some of those dollars that aren't on the world system right now, and I can spend that money. And I mean, I'm a South African, so hey, maybe I can be like Mama Joy and get flown out to events. Kiss. That's a crazy thing. Putin. I feel like, what's the worst that can happen? Just like, and like that's the worst that can happen.
Man, the choices are crazy. I don't know.
Choices is crazy. So Putin, yeah, kiss, marry Uncle Cyril, and kill Trump, bro. Like, just because it's voting season, I've been seeing the craziest videos about these supporters.
Bro, that man's not gonna die. You see how many times the man has been shot?
His hair came back. The man's hair came back, made a return. So yeah, definitely kill Trump, just because also like his followers, I think they would also calm down and be more quiet, and I feel like we hear way too much from them. So that's my answer.
Not even tapped in like that. I wouldn't know.
My question is, have you ever run out of toilet paper? And what did you do in that situation?
I did, but then I called my sister to bring me toilet paper.
Okay.
I did run out of toilet paper, but I called my sister to bring me toilet paper. I sat on the toilet. I asked her, I found her, I was like, where are you now? She's like, where she was.
Yeah.
I was like, how long? How quickly?
Oh,
Can you get
crazy.
Bro, I didn't know what to do, bro.
Fair enough.
What was I supposed
Where
to
were
do?
you though? Like, where did you have like?
I was
your
at
house
home.
least? Okay.
No, I was at home. Like, yo. And the thing is now, where I live, it actually happened not too long ago. So where I live, there's biometrics,
Okay.
and you can't enter. It's not like if you have the key, you can enter.
Yeah. You have
She's
to
literally
fingerprint
the
or
only
scan.
person I could call in the moment, bro. I was like, yo.
At least you had a clutch person to come through. I think the worst
I
case
waited
is
though, bro. I waited. I was like on my phone the whole time.
I'm not leaving like this.
Nah, she had to come home, bro.
No towels, no face cloths, no panic. Just come through.
No, look, we literally just moved in at the time. Nothing was unpacked. I wasn't gonna walk around there, but think ass.
Too. And the
Come
top
and look
one.
for something. And if I had to use something, I probably would have thrown it or burnt it up.
You have to. And no one can know about it either. No one can ever hear about this. I think the worst is being at someone's house, using their bathroom.
And, hey, can I have
There's toilet paper, but nothing flushes. Now it's a case of, yo, how do I get this out? Because I can't let them know why I used their bathroom. Gee, what's the most people that you've spoken to at one time?
Like ever.
No, like ever, yeah, ever. I'm doing that. Okay, just no timeline necessary. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, guys, there you've had it. Rocket Radio episode 2, Balancing Act. We're going to finish this episode off by G teaching me how to mix 2 songs together. Just a basic understanding of some DJing for dummies, if you will. I hope you guys enjoy it. Bang after banger, back to back. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode.
Okay, so I'm gonna teach you how to mix 2 hip-hop songs.
Okay.
It's Cardi B Up, and then Juicy by Doja Cat. So first thing I need you to understand is that the BPMs, which is the tempo of the two songs, need to align, right? They need to match. These two songs, when the BPMs are at the normal tempos, they do not align, right? So, Cardi B, the up song, BPM is 83 beats per minute, and then Doja Cat's is at 85 beats per minute. So, if I don't manipulate the tempos, this is what it'll sound like.
Once upon a time, and I heard that I was ugly. Came from a bitch who nigga wanna fuck us in my face, bomb ass tight, racks, nigga, shit, tight, jury on me, flashlight.
You can hear like it's off, right?
Yeah.
So, if you wanna come closer and just see the tempos, that's 83, that's 85. So now I need to either make the sound that I'm about to introduce, I need to make it a bit slower and make it 83 so that it matches 83. Or I can make this one faster, make it 85, and make this 85.
Okay.
Right? And then
Once upon a time, and I heard
now you
that
just
I
need to
was
count.
ugly.
1,
Came from a
2,
bitch who
3,
nigga wanna fuck
4,
us in my
1,
face, bomb ass
2.
tight, racks, nigga, shit, tight, jury
But you're gonna do this in your head, right?
Yeah.
Last night, hit him with that good, make a nigga act right. Broke boys don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. Big bad bitch and not the belly band. Take a
See, it's sinking.
Yeah.
It's big bad bitch and not the belly band. Take a man.
1, 2, 3, 4.
If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's up. If it's
You can hear they are linked now.
They sing. I just you need to wait for the right part before you do something like this. You know? So the key takeaways there is once the hook of the song that you're listening to starts, the song that you're about to introduce, you need to start playing it on the first beat. So you can do the count.
Yeah.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and on that first beat you need to hit play.
Okay.
If it's not,
Play on this side, eh? 'Cause
yeah,
this
on the
will
song that
load
you're about to
this
bring
way.
in.
Okay.
So if it isn't in, you need to then play with this
Okay.
to see, you know,
Manipulated basically.
yeah, you need to get that that kick, the low sound needs to be sync with the other one.
Okay.
So if it's too slow, you need to like speed it up.
Okay.
If it's too fast, you need to slow it down.
Okay.
Right. So now that I've shown you that, I'm gonna leave that up to you.
Okay. So this one, if you told me it was so 83 earlier, I'm gonna stick to 83.
Yeah.
There we go. And then I'm assuming I play this one.
Yeah.
Japanese.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, we'll run that back.
Run it back. Yeah.
And I heard that I was ugly. Came from a bitch who nigga wanna fuck us in my face, bomb ass tight, racks, nigga, shit, high, jury on me, flashlight. I've been listening last night. Hit him with that good, make a nigga act right. Broke boys don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. Big bad bitch and not the belly band. Take a member, Balenciaga party, that you know these bitches fuck. It's big bad bitch and not the belly band. Take a man, working back, party back, and know you bitches fuck. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's up. If it's up, then it's up. What's up on the top? What's up on the top? What's up on the top? What's up on the top?
That's fire. It's okay. You can.
Right. My AI just changed. It just buzzed the front gate. I thank God you came. How many more days could I wait? I made plans with you, and I won't let them fall through. I think I lie for you. I think I die for you. Jodeci cry for you. Do things when you want me to. Like controller. Yeah, like controller. Yeah. Okay, you like it when I get aggressive. tell you to. Go slower, go faster, like controller, controller. Yeah, like controller, controller. Yeah. And I'm never on a wasting shawty. I do it how you say you want it. Them girls, they just wanna take my money. They don't want me to give you nothing. They don't want you to have nothing. They don't wanna see me find your loving. They don't wanna see me smiling back when they knowing I'd lie for you, thinking I'd die for you. Jodeci cry for you. Do things when you want me to, like controller, controller. Yeah, like controller, controller.
Yeah, jiggy jiggy, heavy heavy. All the girls love me, oh like money. Call me jiggy jiggy, heavy heavy. All eyes on me. Machiavelli, girl you got me spitting, yeah yeah. Doing 240 on Lecky Ekpe. With it top down, no do gra gra. You been drinking and the dirty money stinking. Girl you got me spitting, yeah yeah. Doing 240 on Lecky Ekpe. With it top down, all the shit bio bio. Shit da da, no do gra gra, no do. You know they call me Fella in Versace. Fella in Versace. Fella in Versace, yeah, 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 yeah. Fella in Versace. Fella in Versace. Fella in Versace, yeah, 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 yeah.
Big shot, superstar, punish shot, finish shot, call again, bodyguard.
You want more like Bolivar.
Big shot, superstar, punish shot, finish shot.
Like two baba, ready set, don't bruise my heart, delicate. I saw you standing there. Is the flashing lights gon' make me lose my way? Mail, this a baby, yeah. Benny's in the 18 every year. All my G's in the every year. I'm number one in the million. Yeah, like a fish and chips. From the north to the southwest and east, South Africa, yeah, tada. She gon' blow my cheeks. Fella in Versace, Mandela in a Rari. Rubber bands, where you get them from? Motherland, M-Sons.
Yeah, jiggy jiggy, heavy heavy. All the girls love me, oh like money.
One day when I'm big, I wanna fly a rocket. Touch down at your house and we can make a stop for some drink and some food, then